Talk flirty to me.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
We're doing our podcast. Talk flirty to me.
It's kind of like Talk Dirty to Me, but with some flirt in there.
Exactly. It's not as naughty.
Fair.
I don't know.
Naughty? For a second, I thought I heard snotty.
Snotty and snotty. Although, no, this week it is a little snotty because I'm sick. I thought, last week I was like, oh, I lost my voice being in New York. No, I was actually getting sick and I didn't realize it.
It's such a pleasure to sleep with you when you're not feeling well.
Well, I just pass out. I knock myself out with Advil PM.
All right. This is some good radio.
Hey, everyone.
Hey.
So this episode is being brought to us and produced by Chris Nichols, who is one of our Patreon supporters. He's in our, I think it's our sushi tier or something like that. So he gets to produce one episode a month. And actually, Chris just got married.
Congratulations, Chris.
Yeah, he emailed me saying that he just got married, and I think he lives out in, I shouldn't give away all his, his location. He lives somewhere in the U.S. where you were doing a signing, or close near where you were signing, and he
in
couldn't.
Palm Springs?
Well, now we just gave away his location.
I'm not giving the street address. If there's a sniper listening, they're not going to know where to aim the gun.
Sorry,
It's
Chris,
fine.
if you get sniped.
You're fine, dude. Relax. Congratulations.
But he couldn't go because it was the same weekend as his wedding. So he was really upset and bummed, and so yeah.
No, man.
Congratulations, sorry. Chris and wifey, whose name I don't know.
Or husband.
Or husband. No, I think he actually told me it was a woman.
Okay. All right, we'll go with wife then.
I think in the email. And if I got that wrong, I'm sorry. But happy nuptials. Happy nuptial day.
Nice recovery. Okay.
I mean, you guys are really good at improv. We covered this in the last episode.
Oh, my God. All those years of training, how did you not pick up better improv?
I am good at improv.
No, I'm not going through this again. All right, so what are we talking about today?
So let's see. Before we talked about one of your favorite hobbies and pastimes, which is cars and vehicular things.
So we're talking to you about Disney movies, musicals, and things that are totally
cheery and sunshiny.
Cheery, happy, bright, pink, and fluffy.
Let the sun shine. Okay. Also, guys, just to let you know, we have the air conditioning on, so there might be a little more white noise hummage happening behind us.
Some hummage.
There might be some hummage because it's
pronounced homage.
So hot. It's so hot. We usually turn off the AC, and we just couldn't stand it in here without the AC on. So
yep, we're pushing through.
Yeah, sorry guys.
Okay, so
musical theater.
So I will talk first. When I met you,
as usual.
Not true. You did some acting in high school, is that right?
I actually started acting when I was 8.
Okay, before that.
Yeah, long before high school. I started, actually, my first ever show was a professional show. It was with a dinner theater, which is like regional theater, essentially. And I was Molly in Annie.
Okay, so didn't you do some TV too, or am I skipping ahead?
The TV was further along in my career. That was more like middle school.
Okay.
I did some like really cheesy like commercials and infomercials. I was in an infomercial for Kodak.
Right.
And you guys may remember, those of you who are old enough, that Kodak came out with like the first, cameras. Film cameras. And it was the first ever panoramic film. So like this camera could take 3 different sized images in one little like vacation camera. And so I did the first infomercial for that.
You were on TV for that?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I got a decent payout that helped pay for college.
Yeah, your dad was smart enough to take all your money and lock it up into a savings account and now let you spend it.
So he took all, not all, but like he took my theater money and my acting money and he put them into divided things. So he set me up with a Roth IRA. So he set me up with a retirement fund when I was 8. And then the other part of it, he set me up in a college fund with it. And then the other third he set up in stocks.
So if you had that money in cash as a young child, what would you have spent it on?
Well, my first paycheck, they let me buy what I wanted.
Did you buy a bunch of Polly Pockets?
No, but that would have been good too. Actually, I can like take a photo of what I bought because I still have it. It's like the one thing that from my parents' home as we were going through all their stuff as they were moving, I couldn't bear to throw away. And it's this giant white teddy bear
Yeah.
That's the first thing I ever bought with a
we
paycheck.
rode with that thing.
I know,
in the
between
movie
us.
truck. I'm driving next to a giant white teddy bear and my wife.
Yeah, I couldn't bear to throw it out.
18 hours.
I couldn't bear to throw it out.
Oh, no, we get it. I'm going to let that. I was hoping you
I didn't
wouldn't
mean that
try
the
to make
first
that
time.
a joke because it was bad.
Anyway, that was, my parents, well, I think it was my mom. My dad was probably working, but my mom took me to the toy store, and my first paycheck was not a lot, you guys. I think it was like $100 or something.
Enough for a bear.
Enough for a bear.
Yeah.
And I could choose whatever I wanted, and that bear was calling my name.
So that's nice.
And I named
because
him Rufus.
If I ever get injured or something happens to me, I know that when we retire, you've got a nice little nest egg that I can mooch off of.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
My retirement fund has been growing for quite a long time. I am not a spring chicken.
Think of all the bears you can buy.
Oh, so many bears, you guys.
Or antique Polly Pockets.
Or also, I mean, Polly Pockets are now worth a lot of money. I saw something recently that they're worth like thousands of dollars, the original ones.
You know, it wouldn't surprise me because you have a lot of tiny pieces that you
Yeah.
can lose. If you
Yep.
have a complete set, I bet it's hard.
Yeah, or even
can
one
see it.
still in the box.
Oh, unopened.
that'd be-
That's called new old stock.
Whoa, that's
Yeah.
beyond my pay grade. That's
Ooh,
more than
I can go even further. Is tissue fresh? If it's still in a packing
Jesus.
case and it's all wrapped with tissue and not even that hasn't been disturbed,
Tissue?
unpunched tissue. So they have tissue. You have a bunch of action figures, whatever you want, and inside the case they have thin tissue. Anyone who works in a store knows this. They wrap it around. They weave it around every unit, and so none of it's touching each other. And if it's unpunched, a little hole in the top of the cardboard where you hang it on the metal hook. If you punch that out, it's worth less. If you can get it unpunched, even better.
Wow.
And
Oh my god,
and I'll shut
this
up.
is more than I ever wanted to know.
They use like acid-free. It hasn't yellowed the plastic of the thing. This is my friend Tristan. Our
Yeah,
friend owns a
I
comic
know.
shop.
I
And he
know
explained
Tristan.
this all to me, so I know way more
Tristan
about
at
this.
Coast City Comics,
Coast
who
City
also
Comics.
has a podcast, guys. If you like comics,
Who's
and-
not a sponsor, so we will
Oh,
not
he's
talk
not.
about it
He's
anymore.
not a sponsor, but
I'm kidding.
we heart Tristan.
We do. So.
Anyway, Polly Pockets and more than I ever wanted to know about
So
reselling
didn't you
toys.
also work with the famous Dan Cortez,
I did.
MTV VJ? I think that's a name most people.
Wasn't he on a sports? Was he MTV or
MTV Sports.
MTV Sports? Okay.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, and also, I mean, I think more famous than Dan Cortez, I worked with Carrie Russell.
And let's go back to Dan.
I'm pretty sure Carrie Russell is more well known because of the
I'm pretty
Americans and
Carrie Russell. Who is she? Is she
She-
from Honey, I Blew Up the Baby?
yeah. But she's on that show,
What
The
has she
Americans
done
now.
since then?
The Americans.
Was she in Felicity?
Yes, she was in Felicity. She's had way more than Dan
So what
Cortez.
you're
I mean,
telling
I
me
like Dan Cortez.
is
He was very nice.
After her career high with Rick Moranis in Honey, I Blew Up the Baby, her career's kind of gone downhill since then.
That is not what I'm saying.
Unlike Dan Cortez,
Which
who
what
still
has
remains
he
on top.
Done?
I think he was in The Americans. Probably not.
Sure.
Okay, joke is over.
Also, let's see. Also, I worked with Scott Bakula.
Oh.
Yeah.
Quantum Leap, Scott?
Yep. I don't remember the name of the film we worked on. It was like a made-for-TV movie, but I remember.
cool.
I mean, I was a very tiny part. I was like a featured extra at a funeral or something.
Girl in background holding large bear.
Every film I did, I was holding Rufus.
Because if you took him, he would start crying, and that's not good for the camera.
Oh yeah.
What was he like? Was
Which one?
well,
They
I
were
like-
all really
all
nice.
pretty great?
Yeah, they were all very nice.
No, you don't have any juicy behind the scenes.
Carrie
stories.
Russell was very quiet. She would read. Like I remember she was in her
So
in
she
her
thinks
chair.
she's better than us because
No,
she's
I
a
think
reader.
she's just introverted. Because I'm very similar, and I think in a way, like I was watching her kind of from afar, and I liked that she read. I felt like a connection to her, even though I didn't spend a lot of time with her.
Maybe she was reading a script for Honey, I Blew Up the Baby.
This
Whatever it's
was
called.
well after that, but okay. That would be weird if she was rereading a script that she did a few years ago.
Written by H.G. Wells.
Oh man.
Okay.
So yeah, she was very sweet, but she was very quiet. Dan Cortez was really nice, more outspoken, more like he would come and hang out in the like craft services with sort of us lowly small
Right.
parts.
Is he talking about sports the whole time? And
I-
music?
I don't recall him talking about
All right.
either of those.
Not what I would have thought. Okay, so then you get to college.
Sure. Yeah.
You were Dorothy and a bunch of other things.
Yeah, I was Cinderella in a regional tour and a
Okay.
few other things, but
And in school, you got a great scholarship for acting.
Yeah, I got acting theater to SCAD, where we met.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and when we met, I told you that acting wasn't really art.
Correct, you did. Somehow that won me over.
And then you said, well, I'm a photographer. And I said, well, you're just copying the world with your machine.
Yeah, you're a charmer.
Yeah, somehow it
I don't
worked.
know how it worked, but I guess it did. But then I was like, well, what do you do, Mr. Artiste? And you were like, oh, I do sequential art. And
Yeah,
was
I
like,
tried to skate around
yeah,
it.
you did.
So I'm like, if
and I was like,
it,
I don't know what that is.
that's what I was hoping.
Yeah.
But then your stupid friend
My-
called me on my bullshit.
Yeah, she was like, that's comic books. And I was like, okay, so
Yeah.
Shakespeare's not art, but, Archie is.
I know.
I mean, they're both art, and we love both, but
Yeah.
this was like our
Oh,
playful...
don't backpedal.
This was
No,
our
own it.
playful,
Go ahead.
flirty,
Call it lowbrow. It's
flirty
okay.
banter.
Is it?
Yeah, so I went to college, but I got this theater scholarship, but I didn't end up double majoring like I had planned. I just went the photography route.
Yep.
Um,
Can we talk about the time with SCAD that you were not happy with? Okay.
nope.
Your brand is so much different.
I know.
I want to get into the mud. You're just like, ugh.
I mean, we can talk a little bit about it. That
No.
in general, I wasn't thrilled with the program. There
Yeah.
were some really good teachers, but
Ooh,
overall...
sure you want to say that, Colleen? I mean, it's SCAD. No, I applaud when you go off, when you ride the line a little bit.
Yeah.
Just always playing it so safe.
I mean, it's not safe. I try to be respectful of the people that did go there and did graduate with that major.
Yeah.
And some of them, I'm sure, are doing really well. But I did have a really good photo department experience.
That's true.
I loved my photo department, and I felt like I was getting a lot more out of the photography degree
Yep.
than I was getting in the theater degree. And that's why I changed focus and switched gears to that.
Great. So then you moved to New York and you became famous.
I'm still waiting. Still waiting
Me too.
for my break. Moved to New York. I got a job more behind the scenes as a producer. Well, I didn't start as a producer. I got a job as like an intern with Lucky Duck Productions, which is the production studio that does Nick News with Linda Ellerby. Mm-hmm. And it was a really great job, a great internship. I really liked it there. Mm-hmm. Stayed there for a while, worked my way up to associate producer. Mm-hmm. That's where I met Jon Stewart, and I vomited in his green room.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good story. Why
That
don't
is
you
a
tell
good
that?
story.
Go ahead.
So we were interviewing Jon Stewart for one of our episodes on Nick News, and he's really cool guy. And
Was he cool like Dan Cortez cool?
He was way cooler than
Way
Dan
cooler,
Cortez, yeah. And I had just started, God, we're going to get really personal. I had just started radiation therapy for for my...
Because you had cancer.
Because I had cervical cancer issues.
Oh, we'll cover that in a different...
Yeah, maybe that'll be a whole other...
We'll have a whole cancer podcast.
So I had just started like radiation for that, and I wasn't feeling super well, but it was such a good opportunity getting to interview Jon Stewart, and he was, I was so excited to meet him. And so I was in the green room waiting, and I wasn't feeling super well, and right as he walked in, I just became overwhelmed with nausea, and I rushed into, thankfully there was a bathroom right off of the green room, and I just rushed into the bathroom and hurled my guts up, just into the toilet, and took a moment, washed my hands, composed myself, came back out, and everyone is just standing there like jaws dropped, staring at me as I come out of the bathroom. And Jon Stewart looks at me and he says, "Are you pregnant or contagious?"
Classic Jon Stewart.
And I
Classic.
went with pregnant because I felt like I didn't want to sit there and explain
You know
to
what?
him that
Actually,
had
I would
cervical
pay
cancer.
money to have you look at him and go, cancer.
That would be so horrible.
Oh, my God. I would love to see him
just-
spin that.
Oh God. And you could see the relief on his face when I said pregnant. And then everyone, because I was there with a crew of people, and
Right.
the whole crew was like,
Right.
because I was dating a guy that we worked with at the time, and they were all like, oh my
Jesus.
God. Yeah, and I was like, like, so it became a little disastrous. But
It's funny because if you ask Jon Stewart now, hey, remember this time there was this girl who was trying to interview you and she threw up? he might not remember that.
No, I don't think he
But
would.
if I said she had cancer, he'd be like, "Oh my God, she haunts my dreams, my nightmares." Sorry, you would have stood out. But I understand. You made the right move.
Yeah, it was trying to salvage.
Yeah, keep your cancer to yourself.
Oh God. Anyway,
It's
so
funny
that was my
because it
Jon
ended
Stewart.
up being nothing.
It well, it wasn't nothing. I did have cancer, but I'm fine and I'm healthy, so
Right.
we're very fortunate.
So
So I worked for them for a while, and then I left.
then 2008 happened,
Yeah.
and the market crashed, recession, and you lost your job.
Yeah, this is sadly not becoming about hobbies anymore.
Oh,
like
sorry.
an happy
And-
musical.
Yay! I'm not
Yay,
employed.
Jolly, jolly, jolly. Yeah, but I did. I lost that job.
But you then you got a part in Legally Blonde, the musical.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was a swing, and swing. It's some people love being swings.
Mm-hmm.
I had a really hard time with it because you have to learn every single part.
Yeah.
Um,
I had to hear you sing every single part in the shower.
yeah, you did.
Oh my god, you guys. That's all I remember,
Yeah.
thankfully. Good. It's almost gone. But great show, though.
That was such a good show. I still, even though like you get sick of watching shows and being in shows, I still love that show.
Yeah, and great movie, too. It's one
Yes,
of those
also
movies
a great movie. Which
hate to
usually
admit.
movies being made into musicals not so great, but that one I think translated really well. They had good what's that called? Like composers and people who wrote the
I believe they're
screenplay
called composers.
books. Yeah,
You know who would know is
Joe
no,
Panosian.
shit, the MTV guy. Damn it,
Dan
Dan Cortez.
Cortez.
Oh, I missed my mark.
Oh man,
Because he's an MTV
Murphy.
music guy. Oh,
Yeah,
all
good
right.
job. Good job with that.
Go back and fix that.
Nope.
Man, I had this perfect Dan Cortez. Like, I'm gonna drop that every few minutes. It's gonna be hysterical.
Well, as we covered in like what was it, episode 1 or 2,
Yep.
that Sean can't remember names,
No.
including my own name. Hence Diana.
Anyway,
So yeah, I kind of got back into professional theater a little bit, and then it's a hard life. I don't think it's really meant to be my
you didn't
career
like
in my
you.
life.
You got really nervous to audition. You hated being.
I would make
judged.
myself sick.
You hated
auditioning.
people telling you, like, poking you, like, you need to do this with your hair, this with your teeth, this
yeah,
with your body.
lose this weight,
Yeah.
or even sometimes gain this weight, or
Yeah.
It just even now, like now I do theater as a hobby. Now I do it for fun.
Right.
Just small productions or regional stuff. And,
Yep. Yep.
And even just auditioning for those things, I still get
Mm-hmm.
so incredibly nervous auditioning. Like I feel like I'm gonna throw up every
Even
time.
though you're like one of the top sought after local
That is
main
not
theater.
true, for the record.
sure it is.
I don't think that's true. I've only been in like 2 or 3 shows.
But
here.
you people telling you like, oh, if you audition, then you're gonna get it. Wink, wink.
Yeah, but that's not always true either.
No?
Like I don't believe that.
I don't understand your world. So,
I mean, there are sometimes you're asked to audition for something. It doesn't mean that you'll get it or get in. It's just they maybe see you as a part, but
right. Okay.
there's no guarantee.
So, one thing I've always noticed about you is it's really easy to get a song stuck in your head.
Oh my god, that's very true. If you just even sing like a word from a song, even if it's not the song you meant
What
to
a
sing,
feeling, and I'll come 3 hours
that's
later.
a
It's
good
like
song,
she's doing
too.
the. I know. Mix up.
Oh.
Don't you want to dance? Say you want to dance.
Don't you want to dance? Dance, dance. Don't you want to dance? Say
See?
you want to dance. Don't you want to dance?
Uh huh.
Don't you want to dance? Say you want to dance. Ooh.
Keep going.
Also, I used to have a shirt, and I lost it. So if this is a good gift, FYI, Sean, because we never know what to get each other for like Christmas and birthdays.
Okay.
I used to have this like dance shirt, and it said, I think the front of it said, "Take your passion, ... and the back said, "And make it happen," which is from that song.
Yeah.
And it was like my favorite shirt to dance in, and I'm sure it grew out of it or faded or something. But I
Right.
love that shirt again if you ever find it.
Yeah. Look, can I just take you out to dinner? Do something thoughtless. Also, I love
this
you.
is what love looks like. This is what 5 years of marriage looks like. Can't I just take you out to dinner and not think about something to get you?
I mean, why not just call it how it is? I think honesty is romantic.
Yeah.
Every guy listening to this is like, he's making a point, but I would never say that to my wife.
Ugh. Luckily, I'm pretty used to you.
Yeah.
I just finished a run of Young Frankenstein. which those of you who are our Patreon supporters, I forget which tier it is that sees our bonus videos. Sean took some video when he came to see me in Young Frankenstein. I played Inga.
Did you watch the video yet?
No. Is it bad?
No, it's fine.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's not great. You took it with like your cell phone. So
yeah,
it's,
no, I made
it's
a few,
not like professional video.
I made a few remarks walking in.
You did?
Good ones.
Okay.
I think. I don't know.
We'll see. Yeah, so I just finished that run. I'm very happy to be done. I get pretty exhausted. Oh, the dog. You guys, there's not going to be a single episode where this dog doesn't bark.
It's all right. I'm buzzing the dog right now.
What were we saying? Oh, I get exhausted with shows, though. I mean,
me too. I don't like being alone. I know it's
I don't
important
like
to you
being
or whatever,
alone.
but I don't like being alone at night. You take the car. We were on one car for a while, so
Yeah,
once you
one
left
car
at 4,
family.
I mean, luckily the city's like a walking city, so that's fine.
Yeah, it's not quite as hard, but yeah, I mean, I might audition again for something, but there's a few shows coming up. Camelot, they're doing, which I think sounds kind of boring, but it's beautiful music and very different than shows I usually do.
I feel like when I go to conventions, I usually go without you.
Sure.
You stay back here, and I feel like you going to shows when you're involved with them is sort of you paying me back or payback.
It's not payback.
It's payback. It's revenge.
I mean, it's just that's my hobby. I would say it's maybe the equivalent of like your like motorcycle weekends.
I get it.
Stuff like that. Like.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a weird thing because like if you're not a musical theater person, if you're not a theater person and you don't love it, it's hard to understand.
Yeah.
It's hard to get why someone would like give up 2 to 3 months of their life.
Especially someone who would like you, who your happiest every day is sitting on the couch watching some
in pajamas
with dogs in your lap, coffee.
I'm such an introvert.
Chocolate something.
Yeah. It's true. I'm such a but I think also because I'm so introverted, it's one of the few times I like can pretend that I'm not.
It's the exact opposite.
Yeah, I pretend I'm someone who's not introverted, and that's part of the joy that I get from it.
Right.
It's funny too because we went to see roller derby. What was that? Like a year ago?
We get to see. Oh yeah, a match.
Yeah, we went to see like a roller derby game or match, and I was like sitting there watching this game, and I was like,
"Do this."
I was like, I want to do roller derby. I want to be that girl with the star on her helmet, and I want to knock the shit out of people, and I want to be the one that people are applauding.
Yeah, but you bruise easily.
I do.
You fall over easily. You don't like.
I don't like pain.
Rough, pain, and I mean, what exactly? Just the performance aspect
it
of it.
Was. That's what I realized.
About.
I was like, I don't give a shit about roller derby, but I see all these people cheering and these applause happening, and the actress in me is like, I want those applause. These applause should be
so
for
weird.
me. It's so weird.
God,
it's so weird.
I understand that.
I know.
And I'm such a darker, sort of macabre person sometimes, and you're just the opposite of me. Just bright and cheery and sunshiny and pink and yay.
Yeah. Well, the first time you met my family, you thought we were like faking our love.
We're also like visibly in love with each other and like happy with.
So like Sean came over for Christmas. Like I think it was not even. It was like a few days after Christmas, and you were picking me up to take me back down to school because I didn't have a car. And my family at Christmas time, we make hot cocoa, we make wassail, we like snuggle under big fuzzy blankets
on the couch.
And
they
watch
have
movies.
A living room it's with as many long like couches from the 80s, and they just sit on these things and they all cover themselves in blankets, and they're all like wrapped, like you have your leg over your mom, your hand over your dad, and there's blankets over you, and then the dog's on top, and there's the kids. It's like one big amoeba of katanas. It's just so. Oh God, I don't know. It's like a caterpillar. Of
we just legitimately enjoy each other's company, and like we'll just like all snuggle and drink hot cocoa and watch Christmas movies together.
And I try to take a break. I'm like, I'm gonna go shovel the driveway. You're welcome.
Yeah. So that's the upbringing I came from, and why I'm probably so happy. And also, like my mom and I would help my mom clean the house. And we would sing show tunes together. Yep, and that's how we got through cleaning.
Your parents are definitely into show tunes.
Yeah, they're musical theater people too.
And I hear your dad's a big fan of Little Orphan Annie.
Little Oral Annie.
Little Oral
the first
Annie.
porno that I saw and found in my dad's dresser.
So,
I can't believe we're bringing this up again.
Quick segue.
God, I hope my dad's not listening.
I hope he is.
So
Sorry, Bob.
So uncomfortable.
Well, you were raised in a sex-positive family.
We were very sex positive.
So Playboys in the bathroom, no big deal.
Yeah, like nudity wasn't a big deal. Sex wasn't necessarily a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, like questions about our bodies were not met with like gasps. Like it was just if you had a question about your body, they would answer it. And both my parents were in the medical field, so
right.
Yeah.
So, did your dad have Little Oral Annie in his collection before he saw you in the musical or after?
I don't know because I cannot remember what year I found it. Like
We
I can't.
should
I
get
don't
him
know
on the
time.
podcast.
We cannot. There's a lot of stuff I don't mind talking about in front of my parents. I cannot bring. That
I don't
up.
mind bringing it up.
I know you
It's
don't.
okay.
I know you don't mind. I'm turning red right now.
I wonder if he still has it. Do we have a VHS?
Oh my God.
VCR?
We have no way of watching a VHS.
We'll get one.
Oh God.
I'm sure it's online.
I bet we don't have to watch a VHS. Yes, I'm sure it's somewhere
I feel
online.
like it would feel more authentic if I had the actual VHS tape.
I don't know. I would not want to bring my father on to talk about Little Oral Annie. But it is a good question of like which came first, the chicken or the egg? Like was I in
The
that
Oral
show
or the
first,
Annie?
or did
Yeah.
my dad watch the porno first?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Man,
Yeah.
back in the day, you used to have to work to get porn. You have to find it, go to a store, steal it, order
true.
it from a magazine.
I always wondered, did my parents ever realize, because I would like take the videos out from their nightstand and then I would like watch. I had like a TV with the VCR
Yeah.
in my bedroom.
Right.
So I would like watch it in my bedroom. Excuse me. And then I'd like put it back in their drawers or whatever.
Right.
And like, did they ever realize it was missing? Did they ever figure out that I was like curious and stealing their porn?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's as bad. It feels worse when you're a boy taking their porn, because girls who take porn from their parents, it's like they're curious about their bodies or something. When boys take it, they're obviously going to take it and jerk off to it.
Well, my brother, and this was like, my brother did not steal my dad's Playboys. My dad would like give him the
Yeah,
Playboys.
he didn't have to.
And my brother, who was 18, would take the Playboys to his Catholic school and sell them out of his locker
Nice.
to other students who couldn't get them. Bo was
And
always an
what
entrepreneur.
did the nuns think of that?
Bo got detention and suspended more times than any of us can count.
I remember being at a bus stop waiting to go to school. I was like 12. And on the ground next to us was this like ripped out clipping of some horribly printed, 1-900 number with a topless girl on
Right.
it. Printed at, 2 DPI. I mean, just
Oh,
it was
God.
rained on, stepped on. But it was a naked girl.
Right.
And it was... good luck trying to find another one all day. As a 12-year-old,
You
like,
picked it up
this
and
is it,
you
yeah.
kept that in your little
nin-
trapper keeper.
1992. This is before Prodigy, before the internet and all that.
Hmm.
So I put it in a Ziploc bag. I hid it in the bushes. And I told my friends where to find it. Just because I don't know, it just felt better to share it.
Share the love.
And of course, the next time I came back to the bush to find it, it was gone because that's just usually how it works. But I found that a lot of kids my age had similar stories where they found porn. Somehow a Ziploc bag was involved, hiding it outside the house, stupidly telling their friends, and then said porn quickly disappears. I'm sure a lot of people listening to this are nodding their head.
Interesting. I never had that. I
No.
never had like shared porn with friends, I guess. I would just...
You don't like share and look at it together. You just like, hey, look what I found. It's sort of like bragging rights.
Yeah, I gotcha. But then there was that one asshole who always stole it, I guess.
Yep. Oh, you also had the kid there who's like, guys, this is stupid. Why don't we just go play baseball? Blah, 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 blah. It's like,
Yeah.
that was Greg.
Oh, Greg.
Yeah, kid who was last
probably
to grow
going to be
up.
on an episode.
Yeah, I'll bring this up to him. He'll remember.
Greg was an inspiration for off-road, for
Yeah.
those who don't know.
Yeah, I'll have Greg on next time at some point to
At some
talk
point,
about
yeah.
my first graphic novel.
I don't know how we veered off into porn. that took
you know what?
a hard left turn.
Very hard. That's how porn is sometimes. It just hits you when you don't see it coming. Nope, it doesn't make
guess
sense.
so.
Joke over.
So yeah, there's my love of musical theater. Not much to talk about, I guess, other than just how I got started in it. But for those who are in the Patreon, we'll have some of that Young Frankenstein video for you. And I guess that's about it, huh? Thanks for stopping in, guys, and listening to my musical theater.
All right. See you later, everybody.
Bye.
Talk flirty to me.